from Sophia's Emporium. Welcome to the biggest story you'll probably never hear. Now, I do want to say before we begin this journey, this music is all brought to you for your listening enjoyment by Here We Go, copyright free music. So I should have no issues with that. Second thing, second, under the 76 or 74, doesn't matter, it's out the door, right? I intend to share this information to help with our education of what's truly going on. I also use it as a spiritual researcher. So I would like to survive this journey completely intact, which is why I've put in thousands of countless hours in investigative citizen journalism. Um, I have a 30-year small business career in which I learned a tremendous amount of psychology and people skills and intuitive things. So, with all that being said, I have absolutely every right in my mind to take you to the main attraction. Okay, now, earlier in my little journey, I just actually tried to live stream this on my Facebook when I noticed the city inspector directly across the street from 12 Royal instead of where they should be, across the street at 20 Royal, writing up a report on how disgusting that property is. You know, that was owned by city workers, and now the city won't even clean up their friends' mess that they left behind. Scot-free. But that's okay. So, I was shut down because this is very, very serious information. And I said, okay, maybe we should try it over here, and maybe I should be a little more intelligent. And maybe I shouldn't have to explain it to you guys like you're a bunch of kindergartners. Maybe if I can just talk in simple, plain language a child would understand, maybe you can learn to understand these things. And the name of this video is Media Lies, 1995 Spin, Unauthorized Footage. But I'll tell you what struck my interest about this was that not only am I full well aware that they've been able to manipulate all footage, whether it's film, audio, song, pictures, whatever you want. They've been doing it since the 50s. Now, of course, I made a jackass out of myself for the last 2 years talking about how this connects to the Elvis story and why he was sitting right in the screenshot of any important thing that was put out about the election. All right. Well, this last month, they bring it up with JFK Jr. So we see the same program with different people's names, places, and events plugged in. Okay. I mean, everybody should be able to deal with this, right? Well, now what we have here is through the modern technology and satellites, which we have to go back and connect Elvis to first with the 73 satellite concert tour, which I have talked about in many shows that nobody can keep up with. Well, here, they're showing it to you how all these satellites up in outer space, they can all hook up together, which we knew, to do the news. But little did we know that the news was such a staged event. I mean, like a soap opera. And I watched all my children for 30 years too. So I found it quite interesting. But you see, there's so much trickery involved. And I mean, it really, truly is like a movie set. But what you come to find out in this, which is a pisser, is that this is completely a manipulated, staged event. I, there's not a bit of it that isn't. Now, when it comes down to dollars and cents, I mean, it's basically free to them, and we pay the price. And in the meantime, it's annihilation for any organic living being, because see, this has no emotion or rationale. It is psychotic. It is insane. And you know what insanity is, don't you? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. This is quite interesting because what you learn, see, and I never had satellite. I never had satellite TV once, and very seldom did we have cable. I mean, maybe 2 years out of my married life, and I still don't have it now. Look at all that makeup on him. And they all look dopadelic and drugged, too, by the way. But anyhow, back to this story. It's just upsetting. Look at poof, they're gone. Poof, poof, just like that. So now you're saying, not everybody's seeing the same thing. And they can take people out and insert people. Look, there he is hitting his nose spray. Like I was trying to explain on Facebook, I know that every square centimeter of my computer is capturing my image. So say you don't see me right now because I've got the phone very close up and focused on this educational video that we're watching. But you see, I full well know that if I like pick my nose or scratch my ass or move my boob around, that everybody can see it. Just because you guys can't doesn't mean a damn thing. They're also getting my image from this computer. And like we know, it's not the green dot. It's every pixel of this image right here. See? And there I am. But the thing about this, like I was saying, is if in reality all these images are manipulated, well then it's really a pretty cheap way for a little group of people to take every penny that's not even real. I mean, does that make sense? Because none of this is real. They're talking about the heart surgery, and Larry's saying they got this great sleeping pill, makes you a little dopadelic. Now, I wonder if these people haven't all been given these pills, which is why they're so complacent into being manipulated, because these are all actual human beings, unless you want to believe that this is all a matrix and that you are not a living being, and I highly disagree with that. But it's fascinating, like in this shot, fucking dude, and I shouldn't have to say the name, welcome Elephant, I shouldn't have to say the man's name that's on the floor, but he puked on the fucking head dude of Japan, and then he's got his bitch wife trying to pick him up. You see what's going on here? But these are all the live stream satellite images before they're edited, and poof, this is what makes the news, come to find out. Now, here again, I say this all in the utmost sincerity because I've been dealing with this for the last 2 years with the Elvis story, and now we're seeing it with the JFK Jr. story. And so, if you can get in a room and do a bunch of boogie boogie and make these fake fuck images with these half retarded folk, well, you can see what we're all arguing about because different communities are picking up on different things. The thing I pick up on that image is sure as fuck they got that gold fringy flag there, which means it's official. You know, remember when you don't have the gold fringe, it's surely not official, whatever that means. What we're doing is we're timelining from 92 to the current time and showing how these people do their thing behind the scenes, man. I mean, you know, you can't, like I said, I mean, you really can't blame just the people, nor can you just blame the system. And I'm tired of us just blaming ourselves and fighting. I gotta get that phone.
Remember that every single man, woman, and child in the state
Okay,
of
I'm
South
back.
Carolina awakens to a freer, safer world.
But you know, something else I find fascinating about this whole reveal,
I would remind
and we'll
you
see it in a
that
while,
every single one
is something I saw when I was seeing these multiple Elvis that weren't Elvis or the doppelganger, which was the fat, sweaty one. See, I've already documented all this in. See that glitch? Tag it. Look at her. A freer, safer world. Really. I like this. All the jigsaw pieces showing how these satellites can focus on specific places. And then if you have all your bots and your sock accounts and all this nonsense up to 40%, well, now you see how they sway the vote and the popular opinion. Remember, I'm one of those people that has publicly said they knew voting was rigged, and I haven't voted in a major election for a couple decades. Going for Georgia first. Something else I do want to document in this is they focus on St. Louis. And for any of you guys that know, I'm from St. Louis, and I've been reporting on how this is home of the fucking Manhattan Project. You know, Westlake landfill, mine control, military industrial complex with no uniforms walking around. That's St. Louis. Welcome to St. Louis. I know nobody cares, but just remember, this isn't even that place you think you lived in. So I love how, like I said, these guys look like puppets. It's mind-blowing. Absolutely fucking mind-blowing. Let me get that for you. Got a little light glare on the old computer, but it's the daytime. I want to thank Copyright Free Music again for supplying our musical enjoyment as we learn some of the biggest lessons of our life through this video. And I really do appreciate the channel Conspiracy Insomniac for getting this raw footage and putting it out there for the public to see. I suggest everyone do what they can. See, like right now, I'm doing a video. It will still be in my video. And that's happened about a dozen times to me during this spiritual research. And that is not how a makeup artist does that. Did I mention that I myself am a hairdresser, so I know about the world of illusion and all the bullshit makeup all the ways that they fool you into thinking that you really are seeing what you're seeing. You know, that's what hairdressers theoretically do, is create illusion. And that's why I was targeted as a hairdresser, because I didn't focus on the illusion. I focused on the inner beauty, on the real human being, and trying to help them with a mind-body-spirit connection, not just give me your money and let me do your hair. That's childish. And I never even got to be childish my whole life, which I didn't really want to. I'm into the serious stuff.
We have plumb run out of time. Thanks for coming out.
Run out of time? What happened? Ooh, look at that up close.
1992 was probably an historic first, as a major network's advertising.
1992, a historic first.
Made more money than it cost to report the campaign. For CNN, the election was
They made more money on this kind of shit than it did to run the campaign. Did you hear that?
But I wanted to finish the thought here. That's the one break we have to hit live. Been around the world, but it's hard to believe we're being watched in 151.
It's hard to believe we're being watched in 151 countries.
I'm in Israel. I'm at the Wailing Wall. True story. Israel. Never been there before.
Never been to Israel, huh, Larry?
My culture. Stand there as an old rabbi, davening, praying. A religious Jewish man looks up at me and says, "What's the parole?" Swear to God, what's the parole? In Israel. I love it. Crazy.
It's crazy. Ted Turner changed the world. He's a big fan of yours. Is he? He would serve you, you know what I mean. And he says, you're kidding. What's he got ready? What's he got left in life to gain? No dope. But Larry, you're giving out farmies to everybody. What do you mean no dope? Campaign feed footage. It says the Democratic makeup, but that Pink Floyd song there, I'm not getting a copyright on that. Oh no, we'll just turn that down. I'm fully complying with the FCC, CC, and all the three-letter dudes. I mean, I bet you half of you guys didn't even know this shit, because you're on a need-to-know basis. I mean, you can't take it personal. You know, it's all about the clearance. But if this is public, how can it be about the level of clearance one has? How can it be classified or unclassified controlled information? Because that's what we're talking about here. When was this video made? Stop it. Hey, you guys. Let me tell you why I say confirmation of spirit all the time. Let me get the camera up close so y'all can see. It was published on February 25th, 2016. Hey, my birthday is February 25th. In 2016, that was the year that I was in CCN, the International Broadcasting Network, that was nothing more than a YouTube channel that played to 141 companies that ripped me off and hacked my computer. You guys remember CCN. Mel V and Blowhole, Chanter's friends. And you ask me why I keep watching and checking on this. Because it's all caving in. And they know it. They're huddling around each other. I'm not your judge. I'm not your jury. I came into this innocent. Now, when I talked about my personal stuff, Mel V said don't do it, and I wasn't allowed, which I didn't listen to. But last night, of course, everybody's loving Chanter for telling his whole ugly story about his boohoo life. So see, I know what I started. I get it. But I was only trying to help. I didn't come in to hurt anybody. And now we got people doing this just to hurt people? Pathetic. Look how old those computers are. 18th of February, 1992. Try to timeline your life. Where were you in 1992? I had one kid working 7 days a week doing hair and doing professional education with the beauty industry. I used to really like Ted Koppel. Do you see that jackass hairdresser playing with the top of his head? I mean, I never even wanted to be a hairdresser. Doesn't it figure? And I always knew the beauty industry was dirty rotten, but damn. The makeup, the hair, the primping, they went major. Look at this. Bringing out the powder. What do you think's in that powder? It could be drugged. I'm not even kidding. They're called quasi-drugs. You can look that up when you're bored one day. Let's see what we do.
Be included in the debate so that he can explain his plans for defense cuts and urban revitalization.
Transfer of President Ferdinand Ferrer, and Mr. President, I suggest you wait for just a moment till the man is quieted or chooses to quiet down. All right.
Agron was quickly arrested. His court date fell on the first day of the Democratic National Convention.
Campaign, but very little said about the problems facing
Hey, I just saw that message, sir.
We'll change all that.
Or ma'am, I'm not sure. I don't know who I'm talking to, obviously. I'm new here, so I don't know about a lot of the online stuff, but I know what they did to another animal friend. He says hello, by the way. Thank you for your honesty, Alphonse. And I believe I know who that friend is, and I do really love that person. Send him my best, please. Now keep in mind, as we watch this, since you're a female, the whole thing about makeup and quasi-drugs and poisoning people through skin, thank you, the largest filter organ that we have on the outside of our body. And they put this makeup on these people, and I still say quasi-drugs are a great way to mind control. You know the FDA doesn't have to disclose what a quasi-drug is. Look at him. Look at this shit. This is amazing. Here again, this is a video you can look up called Medialized, 1995 spin, unauthorized footage. This comes directly from the satellites in outer space. Oh, you mean those same son of a bitchin' satellites that they can spin around and shoot laser beams at the ground and start fires with? Well, it sure does look like those two things are connecting, doesn't it?
Well, a hospital like
Martin Luther King Hospital, tag it.
Western Europe does a year. In fact, there's so much trauma there that the U.S. Army sent its combat surgeons there so they get a sense of what these very severe wounds were like. In fact, when I was in the Gulf War, a number of the senior combat surgeons who trained right left and
Good people sent to war, made to kill innocent people, the elderly, children, women. Oh, South Central LA and across the country look more and more like real third world countries. They're third world countries without the hope. Oh, what? You think we have hope here? You don't even know what a can of whoop ass we got here.
It's developing some onward development, some vision for the future.
Medical care. I think it gets too obtuse. Trauma care. Oh yeah, we're all traumatized. And then they act like there's money for it, but here again, it's not. It's just more poisoning. It is not any kind of help or hope
They turn to the suburbs to render a
for we the
on
people.
campaign.
Later, on the campaign, you will see and hear some of the suburban voters who may very well decide
You ain't kidding. And you know what, Elephant? I don't know if you know this, but I haven't even been online in 4 fucking years. And I stepped into all of this because they needed me to document my journey and be honest. I've never, ever, 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 ever worked for any government agency. I have never, ever signed any non-disclosure agreements. I was innocent. And not one thing that this computer promised me was upheld.
Where are they going?
So why are we signing agreements with them that they're going to make us uphold? I want an answer.
Networks created their own recipes for the melting.
And what is this? Is this authorized or unauthorized?
May be the best at this. Since
Is
we're
it
gonna waste
classified or
people,
declassified?
idea and a good idea.
And why are they destroying our paper records? Oh, I already know why.
All of our Muslim friends, happy
Fuckers.
Ramadan. And then behind that, when you get to the Buddhist New Year, the year of the rat or the year of the monkey, whatever it is,
I'm going out being me.
we want to got to be politically correct here, pal.
I'm going to go out loyal to my lineage.
4 Los Angeles police officers were found not guilty of assault.
They
on
murdered
Rodney
the glass
King.
cocks over this
The
shit.
TV news moved away from the residents of LA and into the sky with 13 television-equipped helicopters.
Look at that. Oh, here we go, here we go.
I'm sorry, we're still hung up on our
Fucking Ferguson and Soros and all the bullshit where I gotta live.
And they formed a big bulkhead here at the end of at the corner.
I'm just saying, this is how it started. I'm not saying this is 2014, it's obviously not. Here's how it works. And then they plug it in, do it over and over and over.
You can hear them.
No justice, no peace. Watch this. Watch. Watch this bullshit. Now just wait for it. Watch. It's all staged.
Could you tell me?
You do that and they cut us. She's telling them, you do that and they cut us. And she smiles. Fucking liar.
In South Central LA, where nearly 50% of the children live in poverty, was contextualized by the $600,000 a year TV news anchor.
$600,000 a year TV anchors that are nothing more than puppets or GFIs these days. See, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to dollars and cents. If these aren't even real humans, and they're this far in the technology, and you know what they're doing with these androids and robots, and look at him eating fucking donuts, and she's digging in her purse. You got dude down here getting hit upside the head. It's a fucking circus. It's ridiculous. And they're all messing with the back of their neck. You know, like somebody put something there. We don't have shit to say, anything to do, but by God, the management of this company deems it necessary that I come on the air at 7 in the morning and shock the shit out of all of you.
In just half an hour from now, the jury in the federal Roger King beating trial will be back in session.
Look it. You know what? Nobody's gonna fucking plug me into nothing or wire me up. They can blow me sideways. I've made all my videos without a fancy microphone or a bunch of nonsense. Fucking iPhone and a computer. And if it isn't good enough, I could give a rat's ass. I do a great show and somebody complains to me about the lighting? What kind of shill pussy is that?
Since the Kerner Commission's verdict 25 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that didn't hurt anybody's feelings out there. I ain't never seen such a bunch of bullies.
The voices from LA the candidates told the story of their own.
I
What?
felt anger.
You like Mary Kay
I
makeup?
felt pain. I thought, how can I explain this to my grandchildren?
How can you explain to your grandchildren?
What?
Look at how dopadelic. Derper, derper, der. How do I explain this to my grandchildren? It was great.
This is a presidential election year. It's also a challenge to the man who would challenge the president for the country's leadership.
But if you can really tell one good story about you. Alright. Here's what I got to say. Elephant, I hope you're here so you can hear this. Now, when I came online, you see, all my intellectual property, everything I talked about was scooped up. And it became a script. And everybody started using it. And I got that figured out now. And hey, if I'm doing it to help serve and bring people together, then that's great. But if people are doing it to sacrifice me to some fucking demon god, they can blow me sideways. You hear what I'm saying? So, no matter what story I listen to, I'm telling you, I've experienced it. That's what's crazy. And like I said, oh look, they're making up the natives to do the fucking documentary. This is classic. But in the meantime, so if everybody's trying to figure out my story and they've got a script they're working with, which is what's going on. And Elephant, did you know that I made a video like 5 weeks ago where I showed everybody that Wilcock letter is nothing more than a script? Oh my God. Why does anybody think that man wrote that letter and it doesn't even have a legal signature or gets sent certified mail? Have people forgot this much about business? I mean, or is it because I did business for 30 years? What do I know? See, I actually ran a small business successfully for 30 years. And then when I talked about Mike Brown, oh fuck. That was the end of my business here in Ferguson, Missouri. In the middle of these projects, it's destroying our divided state. And it's not just Missouri. Bahamas quincentennial feed, Hill and Nollington, is what this shit is. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't play it. Ooh, I get fired up. Because, see, there is no turning back. What we've committed to, we have committed to. And I will not turn back and I will not roll over. And if this is the way I go out, like I said, then so be it. I will not fear this. And I'll do everything I can to share it with anybody that has an ear to hear. Look it. I mean, they don't even actually get stock footage from a thing they did 20 years ago, see? Oh, I don't even like Katie Kirk. What a skank. I knew she was bought years ago. But you see what I'm saying? Alright, they could have just took stock footage. Because they've allegedly had this celebration, you know, more than one time. I mean, it's a BFD, right? But they got to get all the actors and all the makeup and do all their little game. And this is all just to twist us up. And to write a false narrative. It is a plug-in algorithm program. And people think I don't know. Isn't that funny? They say, Suze, you don't really know the whole thing of it. Well, oh my God, bring me the person that does. Lord have mercy, I'd love to have a 5-minute conversation with that SOB. Because I know way too much, so much so that people won't even talk to me and they're scared of me. Are you kidding? I can't believe it. I just have eyes. And a heart. Look at this red, white, and blue bullshit. Oh, it's the 40th anniversary of some death machine. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Whatever. What he said that made any sense. Anything? Oh, that he ruined a paradise, had no respect for nature, and treated the Indians like dog do. And what the hell does he know? Well, he knows a lot. This was a civilized place where actually glasscocks and Native Americans and a whole other lot of people lived before it ever became this place where you think George Washington's the first fucking president. Good Lord.
I think I'm pregnant.
You got 5 presidents before George Washington, possibly 6. You got the glasscocks in all areas of government. And when the Constitution's rewritten in 1889, that's only months after they murdered George Glasscock from the Revolutionary War. And I'm supposed to not say nothing.
He said it was not economic poverty, but rather a poverty of
My-
values by the brown character.
You think redheads are a problem. Maybe we're a solution.
Mocking the importance of fathers by bearing a child alone and calling it just another
I am no witch,
lifestyle
and I am no devil.
Politicizing sexuality was not new to Washington.
I'm an executive producer. I'll just executive produce.
Look it, watch.
Sexual politics helped Ronald Reagan reach the White House.
I never
He
even
first
watched
to do
Murphy
this
Brown.
Right.
Stupid. And do you know
The Republicans lost the
that my daughter had her 3rd baby like that, supposedly, walking across the kitchen floor and the baby fucking falls out.
split the strong Catholic voting bloc.
It's weird. I see these things. That's why I say it's almost like every bit of my experience got turned into a script for everybody to play with.
But as Reagan's vice
And that doesn't make me arrogant. I just have to speak it out loud
supported a ban on
because I can substantiate it all.
Well, you haven't
But nobody wants to talk to me.
specificity about where you stand on it, Senator. In the past,
Right.
particularly
Nobody wants to talk to the girl with the real information.
federal
That's when you know you're in a fucking matrix and it's all bullshit.
in some circumstances. Well, tell us the
I got legal documents.
circumstances.
I got sacred relics. I got genealogy. I got sincerity.
as a Congressman,
And I get shit on. And they say, shut her down, bury her.
but as a vice president,
Don't ever let her get up. Is this how we treat each other?
funds for abortion. As part
You fucks want to bury me?
That's what freedom is all about. That's what tolerance is all about. That's what our country stands for. Well, I'm still confused. I'll try one more time.
Exactly.
You voted against federal funding.
The indigenous people were righteous.
circumstances you outlined.
And they respected life.
Carried the day, you would have imposed your
And they were warriors.
poor women.
And yeah, they had to deal with death too. It wasn't fucking roses and lollipops, but damn.
There is no national health insurance program today. We do not have.
They were meditative, they were prayerful. They did what they had to do.
abortion questions, Gore's media fight
Oh, and all this abortion shit.
or spin
Okay?
the A question.
You know, cry me a fucking river. I mean, I know women used to have to get coat hangers rammed up them to have an abortion. You know, Roe versus Wade, 1973. Well, these SOBs obviously knew what they were doing with the human harvesting and the child trafficking even back then. Because remember, they're going to let you have an abortion, you know, a decent, clean way instead of this dirty way. And all these moms are saying, oh, thank you, God bless America. But in the meantime, they're using aborted tissue and making monstrosities. Or all these women in South America with this whole Sandro thing hitting the wall. Oh, you go into a clinic to have a kid because you're poor? They never tell you got twins? They let you have one baby and give the one to somebody else? And why is there all this human hair weave from white people now? See, I always knew it was Indian hair that they got the weaves from because the women give it at the damn temple. And then these fuck priests sell it to the Oriental people to do the, you know, it costs them nothing and they make their profit off the Orientals. And then the Orientals wholesale it or retail it to the black people, depending on whether they're licensed hairdressers or just somebody walking in off the fucking street. See, I know about business. I know how this works. Now, I want to know, where's all the Caucasian hair coming from? Because I'll bet you it's all those trafficked people. And they're shaving their fucking heads and selling it to people like my daughter, a white girl wearing white people weave. Piss me off. I'd rather be bald. And I know that's easy to say because I got a good head of hair. But that's irrelevant. It really is. Everybody gets to have a few strong points. Maybe mine's my fucking red hair. You think? It doesn't gray as fast as other people's. It's a tragedy. Don't cover anything about the abortion debate any longer because it doesn't matter. They passed the platform and we need to get the cameras covering our rally. Oh, we're there. We've already been there. Oh, I know. Because you guys went to that island where you did bad things to kids. I know you knew all about it, fuckers. Oh, and St. Louis, by the way. Hey, you'll love this. The Archbishop of St. Louis has been interviewed, and he says, oh, they had a private outside firm come in and make sure there was no fucking sodomizing going on here. I mean, you guys really don't believe that, do you? You know what's going on in every state, in every country, in every province. This is not an isolated incident, mind you. It's all about the money. They don't want to screw all the little kids. Some they'd prefer their organs. Oh, there's they using the sacrifice. Oh, the horrors of corpse robbing for hair and the what? Yes. 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 Do you know what, Elephant? When I was a teenager, and I mean, I don't have pretty nails. You know what I mean? They're thin. My hands aren't pretty hands. You know, they're worker hands. But, oh, look, here's all the fucking money and all the nonsense. And talk about a douchebag that doesn't have a lick of common sense. Oh, and him, too. Believe it or not, Joe's dad grew up with fucking Jimmy Baker. I'm serious. They say Jimmy Baker carried a briefcase when he was a kid, and they had a party at Joe's grandma's house, and Jimmy Baker and Joe's dad, fucking Joe Panoski, the one that ran the secret programs for Monsanto, Joe's dad had a party, and they served beer out of that woman's douche bottle. Isn't that fucked up? Look at him. And you guys don't think that a bunch of rock and roll musicians and artists can take these fucks? You don't think they're more intelligent electronically? Bullshit. They produce albums and music and media. Oh, I think they got a challenge. And these guys, they might want to play rock band all day long, but they are not cool enough. I see a lot of nerds try to play rock band. I didn't know everybody on YouTube played rock band. What do I know? Can't fucking believe it. Look at her fucked up hat.
In order to undermine the nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the carrier of this plague is the Democrat Party.
Fuck you. Forget about this Republican and Democrat and liberal and conservative. It's gotta go. It doesn't even mean nothing. It's like the stupidest thing to lie about.
Okay, now, Pat, he's saying you would not let a pro-choice person chair your party. Or you would try to stop it.
Pro-choice. What? Coat hanger? Or somebody eats your kid? Oh, I don't think that's a choice.
How does he know what I'll do? I think if he obviously didn't hear my speech at the convention because it closed with a beautiful story of a lovely lady holding a little starving child in her arm And it was a call for a better world and one nation under God. I
Fuck
can't
you,
see how
Pat.
anybody said that was hateful. I don't know where he's coming from, but there's something there that is not just on the surface, I think, because I didn't say the things he said I did.
We'll be right back with Pat Robertson and Lynn Martin and more of your phone calls on Mary.
You know what?
Then Tina Sinatra. Don't go away.
I saw a live stream last night, and I knew it wasn't live. I can tell the difference between a real live stream and one that says it's live and it's not. And I thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to watch it because I already know it's bullshit. Oh, good, Pat. You didn't look rattled. Makeup probably froze your face. But anyhow, in this live stream, it's Trump, and he's on some campaign somewhere, right? And the first thing I notice, I mean, is obvious, is the voice isn't going with the words. And you say, well, so what? That happens a lot, Suze. It's called a glitch. Get one. Hey, I was the first person showing it when they patched me into the Elvis video. I already know. But anyhow. Well, the craziest thing was about it is it wasn't Trump's voice. And when I say that, it was one octave higher. And you guys know I have a frog voice, and everybody teases me and says I shouldn't talk because my voice offends their spirit. Okay, well, let's say I try to be nice. You know, this is what somebody wants of me. Instead of my voice to be like this, they like it to be like this. And I should talk and present in a more feminine tone. That's what I heard with the fucking Trump thing. And we already know they pay these jackasses either, I don't know if it's $10 or $14 an hour. I guess it depends on how hungry you are. And they strap you up to a computer and you talk, and it makes fucking dude's mouth move. So now you're saying something that you didn't say. And we already know that. And that's how all this has been run. And now we have the proof with the raw satellite footage. So I don't see why anybody at all needs to be fighting about this stuff anymore, damn it. I mean, unless you're a fucking cartoon your own self. What do I know?
In any presidential election. And if Governor Clinton is serious about debating, he will accept this challenge, and he will instruct his campaign officials.
Y'all sleep in the same flea-ridden bed. You're all on the same side.
Directly between the parties. Let's get it
on.
Baby, let's do it. Get it on, as we say. Let's get up there and get it on, side by side.
Let's get it on. All right, now, listen, because we're talking about just what you brought up. Okay, now remember, and I've talked about this, I don't know if you've heard, this whole thing, and I know you know this, people get this, okay, it's about power and control, and we say, okay, but it's really about the battle of the sexes, and that equates to, you know, sex being an aggressive, dominating force that you show you conquer someone else. You penetrate them. Okay. Now, this whole thing about what they've done to the majority of us since childhood, and that's why you can't blame the parents. Do these people realize that it happened to the parents too? Or do people think it's just a one-generation thing? See, I don't know. Because I didn't get molested. I got abused. I got burned. You see where I have no hair on the right side of my head? My mom burnt me with boiling water, 2nd and 3rd degree burns. My mom told me that all men wanted was sex. And all I knew is that I really loved people, and I loved men, and I wanted to have decent relationships with the men that I slept with. I mean, that's the honest to God truth. So, in the end here, it all comes down to sexuality and whether people choose fear, power, and control fear of love, fear of intimacy, fear of closeness, fear of communication instead of love. Because everybody believes or knows that they will eventually lose that love. It's inevitable. And that's why I say unrequited life. And unrequited love.
Larry King ought to have his vote on there and let the American people call their questions in. That's what we ought to do. Then we get the best of both worlds, one moderator and millions of questioners. I think it would really be a great thing. So I've asked our people to contact Larry King and see if we can arrange it. I'm ready to go. Let's get it on.
Hi, Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah.
They've just confirmed both sides. They're meeting at 8 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
I think it's at Mickey's office. Malik, Teeter, Darman will attend for the president, and they have turned down Larry King, so I've rewritten my live lead.
After Bush turned down Larry King's show as the site of the first presidential debate, the debate over who would be moderator of the debates continued, as seen in these satellite.
The makeup person.
Over a 10-day
Let them run it.
Al looks great.
You saw where he proposed you as the moderator of the debate.
Oh.
What, didn't we, I think we did.
Yeah.
When he was going to, when the president was going to be on
I'd be
the show.
happy to be here.
That shocks me.
I think David. I think get it very good. Yeah, I do too.
He's the fairest person he knows. Hey, believe it or not, do you know why people can't believe me? Because they say everybody's full of shit and nobody can be believed. Well, then what are we even doing here as a human race? If all of us are full of shit. Oh, look, did they pick the journalists today for St. Louis? Did they pick the reporters? No, not yet. Okay. Hey, here's my hometown. I did what I told you I would do. Thanks.
And I still think, there's a lot of Americans.
Who's on Sunday night?
Who's on Sunday night? Do we know yet? No. The moderator.
We know yet. No, it hasn't been chosen.
Right, I don't think we know.
You have input, they have input, Pro has input.
That's correct.
Pro has input. You better take a pill, Larry.
Right up my alley. That stuff's right up my alley. No one would get that.
You'll be fair, liar.
Be fair.
Fucking liar, poker face son of a bitch. Oh, don't come in with any baggage. Do you see that? You could elevate it. Every time they talk about something silly. Oh no, Larry. No, we're reading all your bullshit. You don't come in with any baggage. Ross Pro has no baggage, Larry says. You could elevate it. Every time they talk about something silly, you could say, come on, what are we wasting time? They tell them what to say in defense. To tell me you sit very effective, you could have a great effect on this election. Let's go get it on.
King was never chosen as
Second
moderator
presidential
of the
debate
debates.
feed.
Good evening and welcome to the second of 3 presidential debates between the major candidates for President of the United States. So, President Bush, I think you said it earlier, let's get it on.
And you guys have seen that in the media, how they all say the same word. You know.
Good morning.
But we're looking at this shit from the 90s, man. Not right now. It's a time warp. It's a joke. Look at this shit. I still want to know more about St. Louis, you bunch of old ass.
George Bush made his final appearance as president on Larry King's show.
What a night, what a finish, what a year for me. What? What a year for me. It's been unbelievable. Changed the world.
Change the world.
Good for you. Do you see the CCN poll today? Unbelievable. Oh, you want unbelievable? We got your unbelievable. If we can just get our heads out of our
I
asses.
hear it now. Tell me about it. Huh? Tell me about it.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it, Larry. I'll tell all y'all.
Go on.
I don't got a damn thing to lose.
That's cool. Keep it. My brother.
Your brother's in the drug business? Hold on. Hold on a second. Oh, it's funny, too. Because all y'all are fucking high on pills. And you want to give me trouble for smoking a little weed. Really? See, that's genius.
Thanks, Patrick. Right ahead, a historic evening. 90-minute special, Larry King Live, with the President of the United States and your phone calls. It's next from Racine, Wisconsin. Don't go away.
Pathetic. Pathetic. Pathetic.
My brother's in the pharmaceutical business.
My brother's in the pharmaceutical business. He says there's a new pill coming from Israel, better than Halcion. Halcion. You mean for sleeping or decongestant? Great. All right, hang on. Hang on, you fucker. Wait, stop. Okay, here's what trips me out, y'all. So, if you watch mainstream media, here in St. Louis, every one of them got a fucking snuffy nose. Like they're all nasally in here. And then you gotta wonder, do they take them sleep pills that Larry King's brother's pushing? And the whole Israel, you know, I don't even want to argue about that. It doesn't matter where the drugs come from. But is that why everybody's nose is stuffed up? I don't know. I think it is. Look at this. They're gonna vote. Pathetic. Y'all probably eat out of microwaves too and drink diet soda. I'm sorry if anybody eats out of microwaves or drinks diet soda. I'm just saying, it's how they dummy people down. Everybody knows. I shouldn't have to feel guilty.
The winner in the Rocky Mountain State, Colorado, 8 electoral votes for
I do bad things, y'all know that.
The Christian Coalition tripled its active membership.
It's about counting your poisons. That's why I talk about blood type. I don't want to fight with anybody. I just have information that I'm trying to share with people. That's what I've done my entire life since I've been little bitty.
Mr. Roberts, would you like to reorganize the Republican Party around the Christian tenets that you hold so dear?
Here's our religious war that we all know is coming now. Whether it's the Gnostic stuff, because that's as much division as the Christian stuff, or whether it's the Jesus stuff or the Sophia stuff, you see? Or if it's the pedophile priest and nobody wants to give money to the church no more, it doesn't matter. It is a manipulated, pre-planned religious war algorithm plug-in program that they've been doing since pimpin' been pimpin'.
Pat Robertson, thank you very much.
And that's why I've never been religious or a member of a church.
Well, I think that the Pat Robertson
Out of 54 years, maybe 5 years hanging out with Pastor Rep in the Lutheran faith. What are you whispering about? You look like a demon. I mean, like one's possessing you. Not because you got a 5 head and fucked up hair. I'm not going off on nobody's hair. I'm just saying you're a jackass. Looking back, here's our epilogue. White House monitors TV news feeds.
White House uses the Department of Defense to intercept satellite TV.
Jeff Eller, quote, I don't think it's questionable.
The This monitoring practice started during the 1992 election.
You see her shove that shit in her ear?
During the campaign.
And she looks drugged. They look drugged the minute they put that thing in their ear.
Just the actual interview.
The Clinton campaign also intercepted the satellite feeds of the TV network news. Clinton strategists would watch the network's satellite feed of a network news
St. Louis. Here we go again. Right here. This bitch.
Ever aired on regular network television.
Clinton school was almost within reach. But he's trying to lift his sights beyond the attack politics. 4 years.
Andrea Mitchell, St. Louis.
Is almost within reach. Clinton is now trying to lift his sights beyond the attack politics of the campaign.
Clinton also monitored the satellite feeds of his opponents. According to the American Journalism Review, the Clinton campaign intercepted the satellite feed of a Bush commercial 36 hours before the commercial aired on network television.
But here's what Clinton economics can mean. $1,088 more in taxes. $2,072 more in taxes.
By intercepting the feed, Clinton strategists had the ability to respond to Bush's ad before the ad had ever aired.
4 years ago, he asked you to believe me.
Read my lips.
Now he's asking you to believe his attacks against Hillary Clinton.
This says, I need to get the stage banner on the PVC. I need to use it as a tool to flush out those bush quail signs that say abortion, right in the corner there. Do you copy?
This is a satellite feed of a Clinton rally. The person you just heard speaking was probably one of Clinton's security team standing near an open microphone on the stage. The instructions he was giving may have come from Clinton's staff in Little Rock, which regularly monitored the feeds of Clinton's rallies.
Go tell Ian to take you out. Go tell Ian. Go tell Ian. Says, don't point that. I know. Get somebody to rip that sign out of there. If they're going into a fist fight, do it. That abortion business is going to kill us too. We can't block everything.
Little Rock would watch the satellite feed of the Clinton camera slowly panning the audience like a surveillance camera. If they saw a protester at the public event, Little Rock could call the rally site to alert security.
But whenever we do a live satellite feed of like a big rally or something, there was really a very interesting instance. The Buffalo rally. There were some protesters. Wait, I was trying to be polite. But whenever we do a live satellite feed of like a big rally or something, there was really a very interesting instance. The Buffalo rally. There were some protesters. And Little Rock saw it, where the advanced people couldn't because they were backstage. So the desk, Dwight, and those guys called the advanced people on the satellite and said, Now walk 10 feet to the left. There's a sign in the camera shot there. Edge that guy over. I mean, so it's like Little Rock directed Buffalo and watched it dismantle on television.
Little Rock directed Buffalo and watched it dismantle on television.
And watched the dismantling of a problem. And you know, the advanced person is in a seat or a sea of 2,000 people. Little Rock was able to say, I can see you on TV. Now go to people over to your left. It was really very fascinating, high tech.
Can see you on TV. Now go 2 people over to your left. It's really very fascinating. High tech. Yeah, that's good. So that's why.
So that's why, when they said there were shadows on your face, that was Little Rock calling. So now I've learned a whole lot about why, even in the Elvi phenomena, they want to talk about the casting of shadows and what that shadow means. See, that's occulted information. And saying there were shadows on your face. Oh, see, everybody watches. She chokes. Produced, written, and directed. Hey, wait. We gotta give credit because this was a kick-ass piece of information. Hang on. Produced, written, and edited by Brian Springer. Project consultants Nolan Bowie, Chris Hill, Barbara Latanzi. Post-production support provided by Wexner Center, Media Arts Program, The Ohio State University, Charles Street Video, Toronto, Canada. Hall Walls Contemporary Arts Center, Buffalo, New York. Armin Hurich, Squeaky Wheel, Buffalo Media Resources, Buffalo, New York. Online editors, Tim Frank, Dana Master, Caroline Christie. Sound editor, Paul Dickinson. Music by Aqua Velveeta. Post-production assistants, Catherine DiGiacinto and Gregor Hagee. Funding provided by New York Foundation for the Arts, 1994. Artist Fellowship, tag it, it's before 9/11. Lynn Blumenthal Memorial Fund for Independent Video. Artist Projects, New York State Regional Initiative. New York State Council of the Arts. EMF Distribution Grant. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I'm not saying I know that that's what the E.M.F stands for, but you can always see these names that we all know now are coded messages, like this fucking Wilcock thing. It's really just there to cover up the Glasscock name. I'm sorry. He didn't really write that letter. It's a script. And I can prove that by the stuff with Priscilla Presley's script for when her daddy died. And different people just cut and paste part of the script in. It's fucking bullshit, man. Cecil and Stephen Biltikoff, Kathleen Glenn, Michael Moore, and Pete Vogt Jr. Administrative Services by Hall Walls Contemporary Arts Center and CEPA, the Center for Exploratory and Perceptual Art, Buffalo, New York. You know, I think this was a great art project, and to all of these people that put this together, I mean, this media lies, 1995 spin, unauthorized footage, 472,630 views, published on my fucking birthday, February 25th, 2016, the year that the pedophilia shit hit the fan, as well as all this, and I was there. And I was in CCN, being mistreated, abused, spellcast, plotted on, and that is the only reason why I pick on CW Chanter. Because CCN used CW to fuck with me. And I always warn people, you don't want to fuck with me. You really don't. I've been surviving for all these years, and I will continue to survive, and I will continue to be me. I'd appreciate it if I could get your support instead of you wanting to smash the orange pumpkin with no face, because I will fuck you up, whether I got a face or not. So, here again, if you'd like to see this video, it's on Conspiracy Insomniac. Oh, and one more thing. Modwiz, you better fucking knock it off. You hear me, dude? And knock it off with the JLL stuff. I watch and hear everything, and will continue to do so. Alright, man. Peace, love, and light, y'all. From the big yellow house on the third cosmic ray in our world. It's me, Suze. Hey, and I really appreciate there were a few people curious enough to come in this live stream today. Talk soon.